Welcome to Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, back again with another episode, y'all. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you another story about the folks when one of the brothers got knocked out by a peon. I know, I said it. One of the brothers got knocked out by a peon. It happens. But in this episode, I'm going to explain to you how this situation played out and almost ended in, very tragically for a lot of people involved, right? Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The biggest pacifier, other than the TV in prison, is sports, basketball, mainly. We're not allowed to play football anymore because too many injuries, so we play basketball. But sometimes basketball, it looks like, in prison anyway, like football. But this particular day, one of the brothers, this brother here was a star athlete in high school from East Tennessee. I'm talking about he was huge, man. He was kind of like Baby Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Wide, but he could take off. Standing straight under the goal, jump straight up and dunk that thing. I'm talking about with force. Had a jumper, sweet. Really phenomenal athlete. But what happened to him, he did like a lot of us. He went to the streets and got caught up. He got caught up and ended up in prison. But this brother here, one day, we were playing basketball outside, and he was shaking and baking this peon. I'm talking about he was shaking and baking him. But he likes that physical contact, especially when he tries to back you down in the paint. So Big Folk was backing this peon down in the paint, getting him on that box and then turning and shooting a little off the glass kiss number nets, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, after about 3 games of us winning, this peon, he's sick of it. He's sick of it because this peon is pretty good too. He wasn't a star athlete in high school or anything, but he was good. He was good in basketball, softball, all of the sports that we played in here, horseshoes. He was just naturally gifted. So when folks was getting the better of him on the court, his ego got in the way. So I'll never forget it. I'm standing out by the three-point line, right? And our team is getting ready to take the ball out at half court because we got it. And this is for game point. I'm bent over, you know what I'm saying, got my Jordan look on, bent over, got my hands on my knees. I'm exhausted. I know the ball is going inside, but I got to fake the feel to be real, you know what I'm saying, make them think that it's going to come to me, so they'll pull out on me, and folks will be able to drop the ball down to the inside to big folks. So while I was standing there bent over looking to see what's going on, and folks has got the ball out of bounds looking to try to get it down into the paint, folks is bent over too. He got his hands on his knees. He's tired. And the peon is standing over him, and they are having words. And folks said, man, look here, I'm not trying to hear that shit, bitch-ass nigga. So when he said that to the peon, surprisingly, keep in mind, our whole basketball team is nothing but the folks. The whole basketball court is surrounded by all kind of gang members, especially us. And this is a peon. Surprisingly, when folks said, I ain't trying to hear that bitch-ass nigga, he hit folks, I'm talking about, now keep in mind, folks is bent over already. He hit folks with an uppercut that sounded like a firecracker. It was like, folks stood straight up from the lick and fell straight forward, hitting his head on the concrete. And just out of instinct, we all ran to folks. We didn't even think about dude, we ran to folks. Because as quickly as he hit bruh, it was like he took out running. So instead of us taking out after him, we went to folks. We went straight to him. He is knocked out. When we roll him over on his back, it's almost like a cartoon. I could see his face, his nose, his eye. blood's coming out of his nose and his upper lip, and it was like his eyes and it was closing. I could see it. This dude hit him with one lick. Now keep in mind, this Peon was a big brother too, hands huge. So the lick probably covered most of the folks' face. But it put him to sleep. I mean, when I say sleep, it put him to sleep. And then when it's kind of like when we come to our senses, it's like, where this bitch ass nigga at? Everybody's looking around. He's gone. He's gone. We can see him running. He's already off the ball field and running up through the trap to get back to the unit. He gets back to the unit. So I went to plotting. I said, look here, who's in the unit with him? Brother and them stood up, said, I am. So my chief of security said, hold up, Joe. We're going to take care of this. You stay out of this. Which is right. He's supposed to handle stuff like that. So I move out of the way and I let him orchestrate how he wanted to orchestrate it. Now, for whatever reason, he tell folks them, we're not going to do this tonight. I'm thinking like, why not right now? Go back to the unit when the yard closes and get this fool. But I let him make his call. So the next day, that morning, I'm expecting the code to be called, fighting unit such and such, all this, and I'm waiting to hear it. I don't hear nothing. Not one freaking word. Well, comes to find out, big folks, after they get him back from the clinic and hospital, they had to take him to the hospital. He had to get stitches in his upper lip, you know what I'm saying? And they tried to make sure that he didn't have a concussion, which he didn't. But he can't even see out of one of his eyes. That thing shut up. It shut up. But he's awake, and he's in the unit, and he had sent word to the other brothers that he wanted to take care of that. So my chief of security was like, he told brother to stand down. We're going to let bro take care of his own work. He want to put in work and get his lick back. I said, nah. I get my chief of security, I'm talking to him. I said, wait a minute. We can't do that because bro can't even see out of one of his eyes, man. And I'm not trying to hear all this old one-on-one stuff. I don't do that. I don't do nothing. Get him. Go get him. Everybody in the family, man, we gotta do what bro would want us to do, man. He want to put in his own work, and this is, and it wasn't, brother didn't want saying it because they were scared. They respected big folks. Big folks wasn't no young dude. He was an older dude. He had a lot of respect in the fam. You feel what I'm saying? And he wanted to take care of this on his own, and I respect that. But I felt like he wasn't in no shape. He can't see out of one of his eyes. That's what everybody's telling me, and I haven't seen him yet at this point. So my number two comes to me. He said, man, we need to respect big folks' decision on this, man. I said, man, I'm not respecting none of that. He ain't in no position to be making no decision like that. This man got knocked out. He got stitches in his mouth, and he got one eye that he could see out of. And then bro was like, let's go see him, and let's go talk to him. I said, all right. So we ease our way into the unit, getting around the police and everything. We get up in the unit, and I'm going to keep it real. When I saw him, I said, hell no, you're not going to do nothing. It wasn't one eye shut. It was one eye shut and the other one is halfway open. He can't fight. And then while I'm in there talking to him, he throws up. I said, man, did they tell you that you had a concussion or what? He's like, no, they said I'm straight. I said, you lying, man. You in here throwing up. I said, no, you need to go back to the clinic. So I told brother, take him back up to that clinic, man, and see what's going on. Why is he throwing up? He looked terrible. Barely can walk and everything. Now he talking about he want to fight. I said, I get it, man. Your pride in the way, but I'm not, we ain't finna do that. He begged me. Tears coming out of that one eye, rolling down his face, mixed with the blood that's still on his jawbone. Man, let me take care of my own business, folks. Let me take care of my own business. I said, look, man, if we wait until you heal up, so that you can put in work. It's going to be a month from now. We are not finna let people walk around this compound talking about the folks don't let the folks get knocked out and they ain't do nothing about it. That'll spread all over the state. People will be calling for my head all over the state. We are not finna do that, buddy. Yeah, this is about me now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We is not finna do that. We finna get this food. Now keep in mind, let me tell you this part. Bruh, his brother, that's not the folks. He pissed. He coming to me saying, man, y'all better do something, this and that, or I'm going to do something. Now, he's a wild cannon. He's snorting powder. He doing everything. He is off the chain. And he known for creeping up and sticking on folks. So I'm telling him, you need to sit down, calm down. Like I really want to smack him, but I don't do it because out of respect for bro. Because he's out of control. He calling us cowards and everything. And the only reason I even let him get away with talking like that is because his brother was laying in that bed messed up. Other than that, I would have beat him. So at the end of the day, I tell bro, I'm going to respect that. But I said, you got a week. If you ain't ready in a week, we taking care of this thing. He was like, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Now, behind my back, here they go. These young brothers all in the unit with him. He orchestrating stuff. He know these brothers got a lot of respect for him. He orchestrating, trying to kill this brother. I said, what is going on? See, the word got to me. Some of the Peon's homies come to me and say, man, the word is, man, they finna stick on him. They gonna kill him. I said, man, that ain't finna happen. Because I ain't know nothing about it. So I know it ain't finna happen. They said, man, it's going down, man. I said, when? We don't know, but they already done, the word has been put out. The folks finna stick on him. I said, nah, let me check into this. So I'm down on the ball field, me and my number 2. He don't know nothing about it. So I know it ain't real. I get my chief security. He don't know nothing about it. I said, nah, it ain't finna happen. But here we go. Bruh done told the Peon to meet him at the unit. You know what I'm saying? That he want to apologize to the Peon. This fool, for whatever reason, believe the folks. He goes to the unit. Now, keep in mind, I know y'all don't know how this works, but it's a doorway. You got the front door, and then you got to step inside, and then it's another door, right? But when you step inside, on the sides, it's kind of like a piece of concrete where you could stand on the side of it, and you just can't see who's on the other side of that door, right? That's what it is. So this Peon, he goes to the unit. The door is already open. They done already got the police to leave the door open. The police don't even know he finna be accessory to a murder. He leave the door open. The Peon step in. He happens to look and see one of the folks already got the knife in his hand above his head ready to come straight down. So when he see that, he run back out the front door. Run right back out the front door. My number 2 happened to be coming off the ball field at the time. He run right into him. He said, man, y'all on that? Y'all on that? Y'all trying to get me like that? Y'all trying to kill me? Now, this is why he's running. So my number 2, like, what you talking about? Because he's making a scene in front of the police. So my number 2, he turns right around and comes back to the ball field where I'm at. He said, man, something going on, man. He said, I think folks in them just tried to kill him. So I said, let's go. We walk up to the unit. I go into the unit. Police don't stop me or nothing. That let me know they knew something was going on. They let me go to the other unit. When you go to another unit in here, that's out of place. You can go to the hole for that. They let me walk to this other unit, me and my number 2. I go up in there, and look, they still standing on the side of the wall. It's how silly they are. All of them young, done got the sense God gave a peanut. I walk in, they still got pocket knives in there. I said, what y'all doing strapped like this? We just chilling, bro. We just chilling. I knew they were lying then. Because you ever busted some kids that don't know, you know what I'm saying, how to lie? That's what this was. When I walked in, they didn't even know how to tell me a lie. You know what I'm saying? They see me coming. I run the compound. Now they spooked. I can see it on their faces. They still excited. Their foreheads is glistening, sweating. They were about ready to do something. So I walk in, and it's just quiet. I said, where bruh? They said, he in the room. I go to the room. He's sitting up there in the room, him and his brother, like it's the command post. I said, hey, bruh. I said, what's going on, man? You making moves without me? He said, bruh, look at me. Look at my face. This is when he got me right here. He said, look at my face. Look at my face. He crying again. Like I said, the tear coming out of one eye because the other one is shut. And when I say it's shut, man. It's like Rocky Balboa in Rocky IV. His eye shut, man. Crying out of the one eye. I said, man, I'm looking at your face, bro. He said, man, I can't walk around like this, man. I got to do this myself, man. I want my lick back. I said, but you not finna kill him? He said, man, you don't got the right to tell me how I can take care of my business. I said, you right. I said, you right about that. I said, because it ain't me. And I would probably want to do the same thing. But let me tell you something. You go home in 2 years. You go home in 2 years. If you do this, you ain't going home. You're going to be in here with me. I said, so let us take care of this the way I want to. We going to make him look like you. See, that's what you don't know. I'm going to make him look just like you. I want him to look just like you walking around on this compound. So he sat down on the bed, put his head down, crying. He said, man, folks, man, I can't handle this, man. I understand. I put my hand on the back of on his shoulder. I said, bro, I got this. Trust me, man, I got this. He said, okay, folks. We sat in there for a while. You know, at this time, you know, I'm still doing what I do. So I got some weed in my pocket. I pull out the joint, roll the joint with him, you know, trying to loosen him up, get him to smoke a joint. He hit the joint, started coughing. It scared me to death because I see blood coming all out of his mouth. Blood done got all on the joint. I said, you can have that. I don't know what he got going on for real. So, you know, I was just, you know, trying to get him loose. But anyway, I leave. And I go straight to the Peon's unit. I said, come here, man. I said, look here, man. This is what this is. In the morning, folks and them coming in that cell, and y'all gonna let it do what it do. Tell all your homies they need to stand down, or it's gonna be a real problem, man. And I said, you might not like what I'm finna say, but you see how my brother look? That's how you gonna look when you come up out of here. Man, look at this fool start shaking like a leaf on a tree. He said, man, don't do that to me. I said, you did it to my brother. So I'm gonna do it to you. It's as simple as that, man. You did it to my brother, I'm gonna do it to you. When I left up out of there, I went and told my chief of security, in the morning, if I don't hear a code, you need to leave the compound with him. Simple as that, man. We ain't finna play no more game. If you don't do what I tell you to do, you checking in, you leaving this compound. And I'm gonna make sure everybody in the whole state know you don't want to follow orders. They're gonna beat you. He said, folks, I got this. GD that, I got this. I said, you better. Look here. That next morning, I usually get my report, you know what I'm saying, from my number 2 about 6:30 in the morning. It's about 6:10, you hear, and lockdown, institutional lockdown, and fighting unit such and such. Man, folks done went up and they beating them. They got the TV, hit them in the face with the TV. They making sure that he swole up to my satisfaction. To my satisfaction. Because if it ain't like that, they know they got to go. We ain't finna play no more game. Institution lockdown. Everybody locked down. You already know what it is. They come get me. Dragging me out the cell. Take me to the unit manager's office. I do what I do. Sit in that chair. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing. Well, we ain't going to keep playing with you hitting on the desk. We ain't going to keep playing with you. We sick of you then. We going to send you to sunset. And you going, and what? And what? You going to send me where? Then I ain't going to be straight. It ain't no way you can send me that I ain't going to be straight. So what you going to do to me? Why are you threatening me? I told you I don't know what's going on. Well, you need to get them in control, this, and that. You run the penitentiary. You get them in control. I don't know what's going on. She leaned back in the chair. She said, I'm sick of you. I'm just sick of you. I said, look, this is the penitentiary. Stuff happens. And when things happen, you got to deal with them. And if you don't deal with them, you become the prey. I said, I understand all the rules. I'm trying to follow all the rules within what I want to do, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, certain things that happen in the penitentiary, you just can't let go. Because if you let go, again, like I said, you become the prey. And in here, what you don't want to be is the prey. And that's one of the reasons I do these shows. Because I want you to understand that when you come in here, all of the plan that you got going on the streets, ain't no guns in here. Ain't no guns in here. It's either your hands or a butcher. As simple as that. So you don't want no part of this lifestyle. You don't want no part of that gang lifestyle. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to give you something to think about. Because at the end of the day, you think you know what this lifestyle is about? You don't. The very people you call your friends, they'll be the very ones that'll lead you right into the room to get your brains knocked out. Because if they don't do it, they get theirs knocked out. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So think about that before you get out there and doing all this silliness and find yourself in a situation where you're in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.